Hello everyone, my name is Child Guardian. Welcome back to more Pokemon Sword and Shield. We have finally gotten our first badge, and in this episode we're going to be heading to our right and heading to Route 5. Before I do that, a few things I might want to mention. I went back to the Battle Cafe a couple times. I had gotten a Strawberry Sweet, two of them actually, another Clover Sweet, and a Whipped Dream. Whipped Dream is going to be something I'll mention a little bit later. I won't be mentioning it right now because it's actually going to be something important a little bit later. But my Pokemon haven't really leveled up that much. They've just gotten a bit more experience, so we don't have too much to worry about. Lotad was actually going to evolve, but I decided not to let it evolve, so that's why it's level 14 and why it's still a Lotad, in case anyone's wondering. And I'm gonna put the full team back together, and honestly, yeah, let's get going to Route 5. Kinda sad we're gonna be leaving now because I love this music so much, and I'm kinda sad that we're not gonna be able to hear it again. It kinda sucks, but I guess that's fine. Let's move on to Route 5. And right off the bat, we have an interesting set of trainers here. It's a double battle, which means two Pokemon are fighting at the same time, but these trainers are quite interesting. Time for a special interview with the Gym Challenger. The best way to get to know you is a Pokemon battle, of course. Good Pokemon and trainers really shine with Gym. I mean, probably in this region, I would not be surprised if that was the case. We have Gillen and Cam. And they also have a lot of electric steel type Pokemon. On a Helioptile and a Clink. Helioptile's an alright Pokemon. It evolves through a Thunderstone into Heliolisk, and Heliolisk isn't really bad. But it's just kind of balanced. As it's about as standard as you'd expect from an electric type. And however, it's surprisingly not very fast. Electric types are usually known for their speed, and Helioptile's not the fastest thing in the world. But it does get some interesting moves. It does get a certain move that allows it to do some damage and actually heal some HP, which is kind of cool. It also has dry skin for its ability, so it will get healed when it gets hit by a water move. So effectively, it has an immunity to water. But in return, it also will take more damage from fire type attacks, so be careful on that. Yeah, but it's a decent Pokemon. And then Clink is also again an alright steel type. It does take a lot longer to evolve. It evolves at level 49. It'll evolve into its second stage at around level 30. But to get its final evolution, it's going to take until level 49, which might not be that bad in this game, but that might deter you from using it. But Steel types are usually known for being pretty good. It does get that unique move in Shift Gear, which allows it to increase its speed by 2 stages and attack by 1. And Clink is a pretty good physical attacker, and can use some special moves, so you really can't go wrong when actually using Clink. It can be a fun option. It also gets Charge Beam as well, as you've been seeing it being used here. It can be a fun option. It's a little difficult to raise, easy if you ask me personally, but it can be a fun option, especially under the right hands. It's hard to describe in just a few words. What incredible potential! I lost. Does that mean the interview was ruined? I doubt it. It just brings in more attention if you ask me. But now, Zigzagoon is actually evolving. Into a glorious Linu. This very aggressive Pokemon will recklessly challenge opponents stronger than itself. And considering this guy's on our side, that's going to be very, very good. And immediately, we're already getting a really good move. Night Slash. This is a 70 base power move that has a high chance of getting critical hits. So it has a very high chance to do damage and then even more damage. And the cool thing about Galarian Linoon is that this is not its last form. It can go even further, and if you want to know how to do it, you just have to gain a level up at night. So I could just go to the wild area right now, level it up with, say, like a rare candy or Exp Candies that I have, and then just instantly get the next evolution. It's amazing. I'm not going to do that right now since I really don't feel like I need to. I feel like that'll just happen on its own, and plus, Galarian Linoon could definitely handle itself on its own. Especially now that, yeah, my attack is a little bit higher now. The stats are a lot more balanced, except for speed, which is very, very good. But so I have Headbutt and Niceless at the same time. That's gonna put in a lot of work. But yeah, keep these two trainers in mind. Keep them in the back of your head. They're gonna be kind of important later. And now we have an interesting thing with Route 5 where it kind of splits off into two areas. We have this section right here, which will lead to where we actually need to go, and a downward section. I'm going to head to the downward section first before anything else, because there's actually trainers down there. But if you go back here, you get a head shell that will allow you to escape even behind trapping type abilities. So for instance, say you're a steel type and the Pokemon you're fighting has Magnet Bolt. Well, you can do a cool thing where basically it'll allow you to switch out even if an ability would regularly negate you from switching out. Now, it can be very, very helpful, especially competitive play. It is a very, very good ability to have. Or very, very good item to have. Especially for some steel types, it's very, very helpful, especially on those guys. And that's a cool thing you do. If you spin around a little bit, you can actually do a bit of a pose. And with some wild Pokemon, since, well, these ones are don't really go after you, yeah, they'll actually just celebrate and just stand around you. It's very nice. I like it. It's a nice little detail. And yeah, there's quite a few Pokemon you actually can get here. These being Stuffles, first off. Normal fighting type, they're surprisingly bulky with having a lot of HP. And they also have the ability Fluffy, which halves the damage of physical moves. So even though Beware's Air and Stuffle, Beware's its evolution, its defense set is not the highest in the world. It's still gonna be able to take a lot of hits, and not to mention, it has a lot of HP. So it won't take too much damage. The only thing I'd really be careful about is that it's a slow Pokemon. It is very, very, very slow. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it's a slow Pokemon, so you won't get many chances to go first. But however, if it gets a chance to go off and do damage, it's gonna leave a sizable dent in your team. It can leave a very sizable dent and can be kind of hard to take out. So I'd recommend it if you want something different for a fighting type. If you don't want to just, have a Pokemon that just punches hard and nothing else. Wow, I lost all the berries. Kind of sucks. And just ran it out. My bad. The other Pokemon that was also with Beware's up there was Minchino. A pure normal type that evolves to Chinchino. It may not seem that strong on paper, but it can be quite the beast. It has the ability of either Cute Charm, which is okay, if you're fighting against the opposite gender or Ender Pokemon, or it can have Skill Link. So remember moves like Pin Missile that I've had right now? Now I'm just having to hope that I hit 2 to 5 times. Well, if you have the ability Skill Link, you're guaranteed to hit all 5 times with those moves. Not to mention, it gets all of those moves. It gets moves like Bullet Seed, Rock Blast, and it has its own signature move in Tail Slap, which is a normal type move with 25 base power. So if it hits all 5 times, that's basically a move that does 125 base power. And this early in the game, if you're lucky enough to get its ability, that is potentially one of the strongest things you could possibly have at this point of the game. It's crazy good. And also, even then, it has a hidden ability, Technician, which boosts the power of moves that are below 60 power, and that includes these 2 to 5 hit moves, so they can do even more damage. It's crazy. Minccino and Cinccino are Pokemon that might get a little bit slept under, and they're also, again, pretty good. Mostly Pokemon that are very fast, don't have the highest attacking stats in the world, and if you want to get a Cinccino, you're going to need to get a Shiny Stone. And that might be hard to do because, well, there are so many good candidates for the Shiny Stone. So many good candidates in this region, even that it might be hard to give it up. But if you want to try something different, I definitely recommend them. They can be very fun and dangerous in the right hands. Heck, I even used a Cinccino in my first playthrough of this game, and it was a lot of fun. And we have this Pokemon being Applin, the actual Galar Pokemon that we can actually talk about. It's not the greatest Pokemon to start out with in the world. It's pretty weak. It's a Grass Dragon type, which is very interesting. That can be very fun to mess around with. But it's not the strongest Pokemon in the world. However, it does have something interesting. It has 2 different evolution methods for how it can evolve. However, the one thing that might be a problem is that these evolutions are based mostly on, well, a certain item that you can get in your game. And I believe it is an apple. It is basically an apple. In Sword, I believe you get the Tart Apple, while in Shield, you get this. Oh, it's this. Never mind. I was about to say Sour Apple. Oh, it's a Tart Apple. Giving your Applin a Tart Apple will make it a Flapple, and giving your Applin the Sweet Apple gives you Appleton. Both Pokemon are alright. Right? I wouldn't say they're the greatest Pokemon in the world. Well, they're definitely unique. I can say that. They are both definitely unique Pokemon. While I wouldn't say they're the best in the world because of that Grass Dragon type, they do have some interesting things like Apple's a little bit faster and has more attack, and then Appleton has a bit more defense. Not to mention, they both actually have their own signature moves with Grab Apple and Apple Acid. Both are 80 base power. I don't remember the basic effects. I know one of them lowers defenses. But I don't remember which. Which I believe is Acid Apple, which is Appleton's signature move. And then Grab Apple is Flapples, but I could be very, very wrong. And you can actually find Drifloon here, right? Didn't actually notice that. And so, they both can be fun. I just would recommend watching out for Ice type attacks. Ice type attacks are going to be the bane of your existence, so be careful with those. And we got Attract. It'll infatuate Pokemon of the opposite gender. Could be fun to use, but I don't really see myself using it. Let's see what we can find. Oh, never mind. I reeled it in too slow. Well, that sucks. let's just go over Squire. He didn't really get a chance to do anything in the gym because, well, I didn't want him to destroy the gym. But now that we have no restrictions, let's actually use him. And then there's a few other Pokemon I can mention. One of them being Esper, which was one of the Pokemon I encountered. An alright Psychic type. It has two different evolutions. Well, two different forms depending on the gender. Males will become blue, more dominantly blue color, and will learn mostly support moves. While females will get a predominantly white color, and they will learn more offensive moves. They both also evolve at, well, Esper just needs to evolve at level 25, and the form you get is dependent on the gender. It's a fun Pokemon. I used to love it for a long time. It's very fast and has very decent stats across the board. The only thing that might turn some people off is that it's not the strongest Psychic type. It isn't the strongest, I'd say, but it's definitely a decent one to use. It's definitely not bad. And the fact that it gets a lot of different moves that are really, really good. It gets things like Thunderbolt, Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, Dark Ball, Full Psych, Psychic, Psyshock. Ankh gets the screen moves. It was dazzling. Heck, Fake Out as well for some utility. And an interesting thing that male Esper gets, male Meowstic gets, is Miracle Eye, which allows Psychic types to hit Dark types. Well, Psychic type moves to hit Dark types. So that could be a fun ability to use. They're mostly alright Pokemon. Definitely good, but they may just get lost in the crowd compared to some other Psychic types. But here, they're definitely not a bad choice. And now we have a split evolution. Well, not split evolution. Regional variants. Oh my god. Version difference. There we go. That's what I meant to say. We have version exclusives being in Spritzy and Aromatisse. He's in Shield, or in Sword, Swirlix and Slurpuff. Both are pretty interesting in their own right? They're pretty decent Fairy type Pokemon. I haven't used either of them personally, but they're alright when just looking at stats. But the interesting thing about them is that, well, they both actually need an item to evolve. Remember that Swift Dream that I mentioned before? Yeah, that's an item that actually evolves Swirlix. Unfortunately, I can't get a Swirlix, so I can't really use it. I believe the Spritzy needs a perfume bottle? I don't remember what that item actually is called by name, but I know it's a perfume bottle. And basically, you have to equip that item on your Spritzy or Swirlix, and then you have to trade it with someone else. Which, I hope you have a very nice friend that is willing to actually trade back with you. I've had that happen sometimes with trade evolutions, but other times it hasn't gone well. I'm not sure why both of these Pokemon had to be trade evolutions. I mean, I get it because the version is exclusive, but if you're doing that, why not just have it either evolve with the item, or have trade be a secondary option? I don't know. No, but the point is they're okay Pokemon. Alright Fairy types. Though. Part of that is also because the Fairy type is really, really good. But so, they're okay. They're decent options, and if you can trade, I'd say they're definitely worth. Worth an interesting read. If you don't want to use them and you can't really trade, I think you might want to skip out on these two. If you can trade, then maybe I'd think about it. And then the last one, right over here, I'm gonna get in a battle with just to show it off. Wobbuffet. In case you don't know, Wobbuffet is a Pokemon that basically works like Punching Bag. And how that works is, it has a lot of HP and can't really attack on its own. However, when you attack it, you do some damage, it will try to use either Mirror Coat or Counter to counter the move right back at you. So in my case, with my Minute, if it uses Counter, or if I... Okay, so if I used basically Snarl, it would have reflected the damage right back in my face. And if you're saying, oh, if it's such a big deal, you know, and it does this much damage, why not just run away? Here's the problem. You can't. So either your only option is to catch it, knock it out, or have you get knocked out. Normally this wouldn't be that big a deal, but oh man. Doing this in challenge runs, it's one of the most painful experiences to run into a Wobbuffet, because basically, it's a Pokemon pretty much designed to knock out one of yours. Or is it? It's pretty much a guessing game on if it's gonna knock you out or if it'll do the opposite. Heck, this thing is even banned in competitive play because of it. Because of it just being a prediction Pokemon where with some Pokemon and how some of them work, you can pretty much click one move, you have Wobbuffet survive one of them, and then just knock out the other Pokemon in return. It can't do anything on its own, but that's kind of what makes it so dangerous. Even though it can't do anything on its own, it's still pretty much a way to knock out one Pokemon in the entire game. And, however, if you're not trying to use this in multiplayer and try to annoy your friends, I would not recommend using this in the main story. It usually will not work out. Now, because AI is very, very hard to predict. Heck, I thought I was going to use Counter, but it just kept using Mirror Coat. Well, so that should say something. Also, I don't think we're going to get to see it, but I really love Wobbuffet's gender difference. Basically, to show that it's a female, it literally just wears lipstick. I don't know why, but that just always made me laugh that, oh, just Wobbuffet wearing lipstick just sounds funny. But anyways, welcome to the Pokemon Daycare, or Pokemon Nursery. You can put in 2 Pokemon on it, and basically, if you put a male and a female Pokemon that can breed, because every Pokemon has a certain egg group, you can hatch eggs of other Pokemon. I can't really go into it here because, well, breeding is a very, very, very complicated subject that I don't even think I'm qualified to talk about. Let's say if you breed Pokemon, you can get some certain benefits if you really like. However, once you hatch the Pokemon from an egg, it's going to start back at level 1. So it might not be worth it to you. But again, if you're playing multiplayer, this is definitely something you want to consider. Definitely consider coming here. But more so why I want to visit is this lady right here. It's a Toxel, a real Toxel. I found an egg and carried it around with me, and it hatched into a Toxel. Why don't you raise it? It's a real shocking Pokemon. So, you get a gift Pokemon, a Toxel, that manipulates the chemical makeup of its poison to produce electricity. The voltage is weak, but it can cause a tingly paralysis. I don't really want to give it a name. And the Toxel's been added to our party. And take these 2. They'll help your Pokemon grow if you use them. 5 Exp Candies that are extra small. Eggs are found in Pokemon nurseries. Exp Candies are found in max rate battles. And if you found yourself a real nice friend today, what'd you say? Well, since I maybe have these Exp Candies, I know I said I wouldn't really use this, but I think I'll use this on Toxel, just to level it up from level 1. Well, just to help it get off the ground a little bit. So that at least it can actually fight. And honestly, I might think about adding Toxel to the team. I don't know if I'm going to do that, so I'm just going to keep it around. But I might genuinely add Toxel to the team. And also, if you can level it up a little bit, it's a pretty good idea to have something like this for the second gym, because second gym is water, and having a Toxel might be quite helpful. Considering it's an electric type. If you can raise it up a little bit, it could definitely help. So, we might as well just keep on going. Oh, that's pretty much the entire route. Now, I kind of explained almost everything that I can. So now we're just gonna cross the bridge and deal with these guys. Oi, just hand over the bike already. We need to cross this long bridge. You're gonna use that bike to chase around gym challenges. It'll be a scream. Oh, barbaric. It wouldn't work anyway. You don't even have a rotom with you. Hey, young gym challenger. You're trying to steal my bike. Please, if you could give him a good thrashing, that would be in your debt. Oi, we're not trying to steal the bike, only borrowing it. We're gonna use it to chase after gym challenges and make them all tired. But I don't think you deserve a special shout out. I'm gonna crush you in a battle. Yeah, good luck with that. Considering those guys in the hotel didn't really stand much of a chance, I don't think they'll stand much of a chance right now. Hold up. No. Yes, good. I put him out here. Yes. Who do you think you are sending a Zigzagoon out here? Look at my line. Look at this. Get him out of here. What? Critical hit. Get him out of here. Out of here. No one got time for you, my man. Nobody's got time for you. You get him out of here. And I do want to apologize a little bit. I think I probably said this before, but I do want to apologize on how harsh I was on Beetle. Just, man, it is a hard Pokemon to actually use and make it work. I like its design, I really do. Dude, I wish it was a lot better, but man, is it hard to use. It's really hard to make it work. And if anyone has, I'd love to hear about it. If anyone's been able to make it work. Because I want to see if it can work. Work is just, ugh. We're Team Yellow. We'll get up in your faces of trainers. Ah, you crushed my attempt to crush you. Why you? I want that bike. Don't get in my way. Well, sorry, dude. I'm sorry I'm in your way. You just... Okay. Now we got a Sableye over here. We haven't run into a Sableye before. It's... okay. I mean, it's not the best. Far from the worst, it's just okay. It really only has Scratch. I thought it would have something better than just Scratch. I don't know why you're using Scratch, but alright. I probably could actually use Milcery out here because Sableye is only weak to Fairy. But Lightning's perfectly fine. He can handle all this. Dang, the experience I got from that Wobbuffet is really helping me out. Otherwise, there's no way I lose to a yellow belly like you. I get it. You're too strong. If you stay at the gym challenge, you're gonna cause problems for Our Lady. You haven't seen the last of us. We're gonna make sure you stay out of Our Lady's way. Yeah. But I thought your lady kinda told you not to do that. My word. You're quite the trainer. I see you have a Pokedex too. That means you have a Rotom with you. Fantastic. I think I'll give this bike to you then. Better you have it than TBL. Now you know that Rotom loves motors. Very, very much. Right? Enough to jump right into machines to have motors? So that got me thinking. If I attached a motor to a bicycle, then maybe I could get a Rotom to pop into that as well. Right. I guess I can kind of see the logic. Come on now. Give it a shot. Enjoy cycling together with Rotom to the fullest. Chop now. Come on. You and Rotom ride that motorcycle together. I really just called it a motorcycle. Jesus Christ. Anyways, we got a bike and a roto bike at that. This bike is combined with Pokemon Roto to use the turtle boost. I read the manual. Yeah, I'll explain it. You press the plus button, and you got a bike. And if you press B, you get a little bit of a boost. It's very, 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 very helpful when it comes to moving around. Now, quickly, it's very nice. And that's actually going to do it for now. I'm actually going to go heal. I would cross the bridge, but we have something coming up next, and I want to be healed up. So, yeah, that's going to do it for now. So next time, we're going to be crossing the bridge, and thankfully, actually getting to the next city. So, this is Chow Guardian, signing off. Take care.